How does it feel to be number one? What's going on, faithful? Happy New Year to you and to your family. It's 49er football recap time right here on the WayneBreezie Show. We got a bunch of accomplishments to give out, and the 49ers hold that number one seed. Let's get right down to it, baby. Stick around.
We so bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Red and gold at its finest. We so faithful to the bay. We so bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Red and gold at its finest. We so faithful to the bay. Yeah.
Happy New Year's to the faithful out there. What's going on, ladies and gents? The San Francisco 49ers are officially the number one seed. They actually beat down the Washington Commanders. They didn't give the good old can of ass whipping that I was expecting to give them, the 52-6. But they still found a way to defeat them on their home field at FedEx Stadium. Shout out to all the faithful that was out there on New Year's Eve. I hope you guys are having a blessed New Year. Before we get into the show, I want to shout out everybody. Listen, it's 2024, and I just want to take this time to say thank you for all of the subscribers, all of the members that decided to just take their level up. They leveled up right here on the WayneBreezie channel on YouTube. You guys have been supporting and following me over the past 3.5 years, and I truly want to send my love and appreciation to you guys out there. Shout out to the Nitty Gritty Niners Talk crew. What a great crew to work with on Monday nights. Where you get 4 different perspectives of 49er football. I think it can't get better than that. And we can't wait to bring you a New Year's worth of content, and stuff like that. Shout out to those that have been with me from day one. Crystal Peachy Brown, you are the greatest. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you did and that you've done thus far. I hope in 2024 can just be better and prosperous. And again, to you guys out there, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So shout out to all the subscribers to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Most importantly, go ahead. If you're new, this is your first time watching, hit that subscribe button. All right. Truly would appreciate it. And this year, I'm asking you to level up. Listen, go ahead and become a member of the Breezy Brunch crew if you're not already. We got 3 packages. You got the red, you got the gold, and you got the throwback version. It would have been black, but we got rid of the black jerseys. So, but we got the throwback version. So just check out the packages out there. Become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew today. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. Right, my man Manly Shavers. Happy New Year's. Faithfuls in the building. All right, shout out to all the BBC crew, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Matthew, what's going on? Happy New Year, faithful. We got the number one seed locked. It's a locked. You know what we get to do? We get to kind of like get reloaded. All right. With that said, I am totally okay with sitting our starters next week and give them a rest. I like that. Red Jet Shell, Happy New Year to the chat out there. Christy Marie, my sister from another mister. Happy New Year's, Breezy and family. Love you, sis. Appreciate you, man. I'm hoping your New Year started off right. I want to know what you guys do like for New Year's Eve and things like that out there. Red and gold blooded. Happy New Year's, Niner family. Be blessed with health this year. You know what? That's important. That's important. I'm still getting over this upper respiratory infection that I've had. It wasn't COVID, thank God. It wasn't RVP, RSVP, whatever that was. It wasn't that. It wasn't the flu. I just needed to rest for the past several days. So that's why you haven't really seen much of me and things like that. But it's good to be back. I'm going to take it slow. Going to be changing up some things over here. Colin, what's going on, baby? With the hashtag the BB and the HNY with number one. I like that, right? My man Terrence, happy New Year's, man. Happy New Year's to you, Kali, Val. I see you guys out there. My man Fernando's out there. Happy New Year to you, Jason. I see you, family. Miss Debbie, what an outstanding victory Monday. 49ers are the number one seed, y'all. And what a way to start the year. This is one of the greatest ways to start the year. Can I get a cha-ching? You sure can. What a great way to start the year. And, you know, it's just been nothing but blessings so far. You know what? I got this crazy feeling, right, that the 49ers are going to go like all the way, like really all the freaking way. Like the 49ers are going to do their thing all the way. It just feels what's the word? It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. The way the cards and the stars are aligning for the 49ers is bound to happen. You know, I could just feel it. JP Hellahard 2800. I hope the surgery, well, I know that the surgery went successful for you, family. I'm hoping that you're doing well with your health and things like that. And I appreciate you for jumping in here. Niner Rich, happy New Year. Listen, I'll take all damn day if you guys want to wish the happy New Year's. Felicia, my sister, happy New Year, Breezy. And to the faithful, the one and only Jax Knox, Mrs. 13 and 4 herself, is in the building with a hello, faithful. Happy New Year. Keep pushing them carriages, girl. I see you. I see you. I see you out there. All right, let's see who else we got in here as far as the Breezy Bunch crew. I see my boy Lake City's in here. Great ones in here. Bunch of subscribers. This is my guy, Troy, the freshest dripped 49er faithful out there. What's going on, baby? Happy New Year. We taking 6. Can't you feel it? Don't you guys feel 6 in the air? You know what I'm saying? I can tell you right now, there's not another team in the NFC, I think, that will freaking like get in the way of the San Francisco 49ers. Not another team in the NFC. No. Not another team in the NFC. I could just feel it. You know, I will say this. The Niners have set their own destiny. They've been in charge of their own situation. They got a little bit of help yesterday. And I'm glad that things are working out in the favor of the San Francisco 49ers. I definitely want to send a shout out to Jax Knox, who's been probably one of the best, what do you call the people that come in here? She's been on point when it comes to facilitating what's going on in the chat. She will block you. I can tell you that right now. She will block you if you say something that's not in reverence to the San Francisco 49ers. So make sure if you are a fan of a different I'm just playing. I'm different. But Jax, we do appreciate everything that you've done as far as your support, all your super chats, everything that you do for the channel and for the WayneBreezie Network. You are greatly appreciated out there, and much love to you. And Happy New Year to you and your wonderful family as well. All right, look. I got so many things. I forgot to download some stuff. So give me a second because I got to make sure this stuff gets downloaded. The best video out there was when the 49ers found out that they like clinched the number one seed. We're going to watch that. But let me just get it downloaded to my computer so I can pull it up. We can watch it together. It was their reaction. I think that was pretty cool. It's cool to watch the players react. But again, it's Victory Monday. It's New Year's. So what are you guys' plans for the New Year's? Did you guys do anything special to bring in the new year? I was working, singing people's souls happy. Like people were partying and dancing, and I couldn't wait to get home and go to bed. Like that's kind of like how it is for me on New Year's Eve. But yeah, that was my New Year's Eve. I didn't get a chance to see the ball drop or anything like that because I'm kind of like doing my own ball drop. And so it was pretty cool though. People were definitely out, having a great time and just getting like back to living life to the fullest, enjoying music, dancing, eating, drinking, just being merry. things like that. So it was definitely a good New Year's Eve. And I can't wait to the next New Year's Eve so we could take it up a level. You know what this year for me is going to be all about? Finding ways to level up. I think that's what it's all about when it comes to things in life, right? How can you grow from different things and find ways to level up? Don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Residency. Go to www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy. Save $5 on your total purchase. Maybe this year we'll get a bigger promo to where we can save a little bit more. Maybe a percentage or something like that. Well, don't worry. It's in the works. We have other sponsors that we have going out there too that we'll try to get out. But let's talk about the 49ers defeating the Commanders on yesterday. Let's do a recap of the game. The San Francisco 49ers went out to Washington. What a weird, slow kind of start to football. If you watch this game, you were just like, what in the hell is going on with the San Francisco 49ers? Everything just looked super bland to me. Am I the only one out there that just felt like it was just like they were there but they weren't there? They were there but they were like ready to go like before it started. Now I thought the energy was great at the very beginning. The 49ers had to receive the ball, which means because the Commanders deferred, I just thought it was bland. I thought the game plan was bland. I thought execution, was bland. Watching the game live was like, what in the hell are we watching? But then we go back and look at the game statistically and you start paying attention to the numbers. You're like, dang, the Niners still found a way to dominate, right? They still found ways to dominate. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the only injury of any concern from this game, not from the past, but from this game is the Christian McCaffrey calf strain. Okay, now listen, he could have easily came back and played this game. Okay? Easily. But he didn't. He chose not to. He was questionable the whole game. At least he wasn't ruled out. That's something to pay attention to. Like, Christian McCaffrey was never ruled out of the game when he came out. Now, there were two things that I was paying attention to. Christian McCaffrey at one point was on the sideline nursing his hamstring. He was using that massage gun thingamajiggy, that rapid fire joint. And he was nursing that. And then, then the next injury you heard about, or the one that they actually mentioned, was the calf, where he was trying to get it taped up and things like that. Guys, let me just remind you that football is all bang, bang, physical contact. Players are going to get banged up, especially the running backs. And I know people want to sit back and rest and do all these different types of things. Listen, we'll have that conversation this week for sure. Are we going to rest, or are we going to, a sweep? Rest or sweep? I think that's going to be the title of Wednesday's show. Do we rest or do we sweep? Because I want to sweep the division. I don't know how we can do it if we rest, but I'm all about sweeping the division. I never want the Rams or any team in the division to get a win over the San Francisco 49ers. The way the NFL is set up today, they make those division games, right? So it's rest or sweep. But I tell you what, we'll talk about that on Wednesday. You guys can call in, give me your take. I do want to rest too. So like, can I have my cake and eat it too? Can we rest and sweep? I don't know. We'll see how it how it goes. But I don't want to come out week one in the divisional round and be rusty as hell if we rest. I just want to put that out there. Don't forget, the Niners get a week off. Since they clinched, they don't play wild card weekend. Why can't that be the weekend of rest? So we'll see. And just my little take on injuries. Yes, you can prevent them if you don't play players, but injuries are going to happen. There's no preventing an injury. It happens when it happens. I don't want our players to be more injured, and I know that sounds silly, but it's going to happen. It's like inevitable. Like, injuries happen when they happen. And I know you go and look at the Miami Dolphins game, and it was what was it? There was no way the Dolphins were going to be able to come back. They were down by like 80,460 billion points. And Bradley Chubb ends up tearing his ACL on some meaningful snaps. And I get why the fans are pissed and stuff like that. It's an ACL, guys. Usually those injuries they're non-contact and they happen, right? They're just going to happen. It's wear and tear on the body. Yeah, they could have prevented it if he didn't play, but who's to say it wouldn't have happened in the wild card game or week 18? I just want people to understand that it's real. You can rest players, but then you could come out rusty and get injured again. So look, I'm all for resting. I'm all for clinching. I'm all for finding ways to I think they get a week of rest. They earn a week of rest. Will they get 2 weeks of rest? I think Kyle Shanahan's going to want to win this game, but we'll talk about that. So look, the injury to Christian McCaffrey is not a serious one. Okay, it's not a serious one. And guys, he said it's not serious. So I don't think it's serious. So does he play next week? Probably not. You don't need him. Can I give a round of, you know what? I got the wrong setup here. Hold on. Can we give a round of applause for my guy, because y'all been on him all season long, and you know a lot of people just feel like Elijah Mitchell needed to be gone off this team, and everybody wanted to trade him and things like that. Can I just let y'all know that Elijah Mitchell led the team in rushing yesterday? I just want people to understand that he also was the only person that had a rushing touchdown too. And it could be due to the fact that Christian McCaffrey was injured and came out of the game. But listen, he didn't skip a beat. He looked fresh. Here's my theory on Elijah Mitchell. I talked about this yesterday on the overreaction for the Bleacher Report. I really think Kyle Shanahan has been, bamboozling us. He's been throwing. We keep saying, where's Jordan Mason? Like, why are we not seeing Jordan Mason? Trust me, I get it. I'm with you. But he would keep every opportunity Kyle Shanahan got, he made sure he put Elijah Mitchell in. I guarantee it was probably to just bang out all of the rust. Now, last season, Elijah Mitchell, first game of the season, like blew his knee out, right? Came back toward the end of the season, was fine. It looked like Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell were about to be the storm front of the NFL when it came to a 1 and 2 tandem of running backs, right? That's what it looked like. And then what ended up happening is he ended up getting his other knee messed up. And so in the biggest game of the season, the NFC Championship, he was a scratch. He did not play. He was inactive. Not saying he would have helped because the injury to Brock Purdy happened, but he was inactive. And that moment right there when I realized he was going to be inactive, I was a little nervous. I'm not going to stun on you. I was a little nervous. But coming back this season, he dealt with injuries throughout the training camp. He dealt with injuries throughout the beginning of the season. What if Kyle Shanahan kind of literally was just keeping him on ice, and every time he got an opportunity, he put him in there? Yeah, he got banged up. Yeah, he didn't look good. But man, if he's healthy, because he looked healthy, if he's healthy, the 49ers got another running back. Don't forget, his rookie season, he led the team in rushing almost to 1,000 yards. He did miss a couple of games that season, and he was dealing with injuries his rookie season. But if he's healthy, this is a great sign for the 49ers, because now the 49ers got another explosive running back. And when I say explosive, he looked explosive yesterday. He looked explosive. At one point, he was averaging over 6 point something yards per carry. He finished with 4.7 yards per carry, but he ended up getting the bulk of carries in this game. So Elijah Mitchell, 17 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. If you had him on your fantasy football team, he got you 14 points, which is a little bit more than what Christian McCaffrey did. But I like Elijah Mitchell out there because what he can do in the pass game as well as in the run game. And we didn't even get to see him as far as any pass attempts on yesterday. He was literally came in, spelled Christian McCaffrey, took over for Christian McCaffrey. Jordan Mason didn't get into the very end of the game. But I think the 49ers are going to have them a nice combination of running backs. So going into this next game, I'm comfortable with sitting a guy like Christian McCaffrey, because now if you got the explosiveness of Elijah Mitchell, you're going to hopefully trust me, hopefully you get to see more Jordan Mason, because I don't want Elijah Mitchell to be overused against the Rams. You want him healthy for that first round in the playoffs, okay? You want him healthy for that first round in the playoffs. But, just recapping the game, I'm saying to myself, man, Elijah Mitchell looked explosive, and that was one thing that kind of got the 49ers into some type of a rhythm. Remember, it was like 3 straight run plays. We're like, oh, snap, first down, first down, first down. Let's go, right? Yeah, bang, finally. Like, we're running the damn ball. Like, look, we ran the ball 40 freaking times. This is how you win 49er football. I'm all for throwing the ball. I'm all for passing the ball. I'm all for all that good stuff. But God dang it, if you don't run the ball in this offense, nothing else works. We're not a throw the ball 40, 50 time team. Not saying that Brock Purdy can't, but this team isn't built off being one-dimensional. They got to find a way to be balanced. And I think that 40 times, god dang, 40, let's see, 31, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40 times. That is amazing. The 49ers rushed the ball 40 times, ladies and gentlemen, for over. And when I tell you that I want them to definitely hit what they average, the 49ers were averaging 138 yards per game on the ground. Man, they got 184, man. Shout out to this run team, man. Shout out to Bobby Turner. Bobby Turner getting it in with his running backs, baby. That's what we like to see, baby. Bobby Turner and his running backs getting it in. So this is good news for the San Francisco 49ers. They're able to run the ball. Now, granted, the Commanders were one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL, but I don't think it matters when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. They just need to stick to that game plan. Shoot, Baltimore Ravens were ranked 10th, and the Niners were able to run on them, but they just didn't run it consistently enough. Let's show some love to these 49ers that achieved or accomplished some things. So let's go over these 49ers accomplishments right now, because I like, you guys got to be ecstatic that the 49ers are doing things in the NFL that we haven't seen in a very long time. They're breaking franchise records. Shout out to, let's start with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, in my opinion, had a great bounce back game. I mean, the numbers weren't astronomical, but they were back to Brock Purdy's numbers, and he got removed from the game. People keep telling about last week how he got benched and stuff like that. Okay, well, he got benched in this game too because he was whipping that ass. So I tell you what, 28 attempts under 30. You guys see? Under 30. 28 attempts under 30. 22 for 28. That's 79% completion percentage. 230 yards. He was averaging 8.2 yards per attempt. 2 TDs. He had the Deebo Samuel TD, the Brandon Ayuk TD. He had the long for 38. And let's talk about Brock Purdy's second TD to Brandon Ayuk. His passer rating was 124. You guys have to feel this magic from Brock Purdy. 4,281 yards for Brock Purdy, franchise passing leader. There's no other quarterback that's going to probably beat out Brock Purdy but Brock Purdy. Only Brock Purdy is going to be able to trump what he did. This is great news for the San Francisco 49ers, because I don't know if you guys recall at the beginning of the season, a good friend of mine, actually my brother, for where it all began, nothing but Niners, got to an argument with your boy Breezy, because that's what he does. He likes to argue for some strange reason. I'm talking about you, Mike, because I know you watching. And he told me Brock Purdy wasn't going to throw for over 4,000 yards. He also told me that we wouldn't have more than one 1,000-yard receiver. This is my brother Mike, who don't want me to bring this up, but I can't wait till the next No Harm, No Foul show, because I'm going to call him out. But Brock Purdy looked magical on yesterday. Again, he missed 6 passes, but who cares? It looked like it was magical. Let's go to those last 2 throws. The 38-yard throw to Brandon Ayuk. You know, when I say let it rip, shout out if the 49ers are reading the articles on 49er Web Zone or watching the content right here when I do my keys to victory, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much, because I asked you to let Brock let it rip, and you guys let Brock let it rip. He didn't have to throw for over 335 yards in this particular game. He threw for what he needed to throw. He got the franchise record. And those 2 throws in this game, when I talk about magic, like, that was dope. Brock let it rip. That's number 1. Number 2, the scramble play, the magical play. When I call him he's the neighborhood Spider-Man, I mean, he's literally just, you get a pass, you get a pass, you get a pass, you get a pass. I'm going to move here, move there, and I'm going to wait till you get wide open. Brock is waiting for that. I mean, granted, he threw like an interception on one of the scrambles, but it was out of bounds, thank goodness. But that's what Brock is looking to do. He's still looking to get the ball down the field. We have ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, a franchise quarterback. And y'all need to clap for that right there. We got us a franchise quarterback. I can see it. I can feel it. That's what Brock Purdy is, and that's what he's going to continue to be, and he's going to continue to rise up. We got our first Super Chat contribution of the show. Shout out to my man, JP Hella Hard, says, Big Blue. Not sure if you're referring to Michigan on today, but if you are, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, no Mike slander. That's my brother. Only I could talk trash about Mike Andrews because he gives it back. It's very reciprocal. That's what I love about him. But listen, no Mike Andrews slander in the chat, please. That's my bro, man. What's going on, Peter? But listen, I'm telling you, look, the like with Brock Purdy getting this accomplishment, not that he was out for that. It's a big thing for the 49ers franchise, because now they're getting back to A, having a franchise quarterback, B, being able to throw the ball, whether it's explosive play down the field or whether it's a short run. I guarantee you the 49ers and Brock Purdy is leading the league in yards per attempt. Like, this is exactly what we needed from San Francisco 49ers. It's not about having an MVP season or being an MVP. I think that stuff will fall and come when it's ready. Brock played an MVP season. He had two terrible games. I would say he had one bad game and one terrible game this year, but every quarterback does it. And because of the tight knit of the race, it didn't help in his favor with Brock trying to go out and win an MVP. But the fact that he's not trying to go out and win the MVP is what's so dope about our quarterback, Brock Purdy. So you guys all need to go out there. You need to stand, you need to salute, you need to support. And shout out to Deebo Samuel and Mrs. Juicecheck, right, for that custom Brock Purdy vest. If she's watching, can I get one? I mean, I know it's going to cost, but, you know what I'm saying, I would love to rock that joint on one of the shows. So let's reach out to Mrs. Juicecheck and see if she can make me one of those. Because Brock is proven to be that guy every time he steps out on the football field. Thought Brock had a great year. Congratulations to Brock. Let's talk about George Kittle. Right, George Kittle also reached the 1,000-yard club. So George Kittle is out there doing what he does. He looks like he's back to George Kittle football. And you know how hard? Do you guys know how hard it is on this team to get 1,000 yards? Now, a lot of people think it's easy, but you're not the number one option. People are going to be mad at me, especially my boy Collie. Even though Brandon Ayuk was the number one receiver on this team, he was the first person on the team to achieve the 1K club. I still don't even think Brandon Ayuk's the number one option. I don't think the 49ers have a number one option. I think the San Francisco 49ers go out there and take advantage of whatever the defense is throwing at them. And either you're going to have a game, you're going to have a game, you can have a game, you can have a game, you can have a game. Like, they have options to literally go out there and trump the opposing team's defenses. They just got to find ways to execute each and every week. We got a Super Chat contribution from Jax Knox. She says, Happy New Year. I love you guys. Every last one of you, except the little hater, LOL. For real, though, this year is going to be amazing. 2024, she's already putting it out there that this year she's declaring it that is going to be amazing. Jax, you are a super. Thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate you. All right, out there. Woo! But that's what I'm trying to, when I go back and I look at this team, I'm like, dang. When you go back and look at the 4 losses that they have on the season, there's a shout out to those that predicted that the team might go 12-5. I'm going to give you a high 5 because the way you guys are making me feel is that the 49ers reserves are going to play in this game. And I think our reserves are worse than other teams' reserves. So I'm not going to expect a win. No, let me take that back. I'm expecting a win, but I know that it might not be a win, and it doesn't matter if we win, but it matters to me because, again, I don't like losing to Sean McVay. That's just who I am. I'm a Kyle Shanahan guy. I like the fact that he likes to go out there and bust his face in the ground every single time he plays. But, again, this game has no stakes for either team. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. So, look, it is what it is. But George Kittle, 1,000-yard club, and the 49ers, since Terrell Owens and Jerry Rice finally have back-to-back pass catchers, because Kittle's not a wide receiver, that reached the 1,000-yard club. Now, listen, I know people are out there trying to figure out Deebo Samuel. He's going to need some yards. I talked about it yesterday on Bleacher Report. I can't remember what the yards are, but it's like I think he needs 129 yards to get 1,000. Here's what I'm going to ask them to do if Deebo plays on in the game, right? I'm going to ask for the 49ers to start on the 25, start on 25. Just fair catch it. Start on 25. Throw Deebo. First of all, Deebo Samuel is the Rams killer. Like, this dude kills the Rams every single time. Happy New Year, Corey. Every single time he goes out there, he kills the Rams, right? First play from 25-yard line. Hit me with one of them kind of like runs them passes you don't know if it's a run or if it's a pass. The one he got a touchdown in his last game. Hit me with that from 25-yard line. If he goes 75 yards there, boom, Deebo's going to have a game. He might just get over that hump. 129 yards. If he didn't miss any games this year, damn, it's only one game left. You know what I'm saying? Marty Marr, 49er Empire. Bro, that vest was drippy, bro. First of all, if people don't know why Deebo wore the vest, let me give you a refresher, okay? If just in case you've been sleeping under a rock. Earlier last week, there was some words from Cam Newton and things like that. They kind of were talking about Brock Purdy because he had a bad game, and Cam Newton put out this little encrypted kind of like tweet to go back to the Cam Newton's original tweet where he called Brock Purdy a game manager. And so then they had words. They had words, and then it comes down to, Deebo saying what he said, and then about calling his phone, stop calling him to get on the show. And then Cam says, I never called you. Then it turns out that Deebo might have been catfished by some young high school kids pretending to be Cam Newton and blah, 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 whatever. So then Deebo, being as petty as he is, if you want to know why I love Deebo Samuel, it's because he's the most petty football player in the NFL. Sounds like your boy Breezy. When I talk about petty, the dude showed up to the game, pre-game, in a custom-made Brock Purdy vest by Kristen Juszczyk, right? I think that she was the one that designed it. And so she designs clothes, two guys out there. So check her out. She might have 49er stuff for the ladies, for the fellas. Bro, that was petty, but I loved it. 1,480 billion%. Like, when I say I loved it, I loved it. And so, like, I just knew. He didn't say one word. He let the clothing speak. And from the clothing, you can interpret it how you want it. For me, he was making a statement. It was what it was. And that's how Brock Purdy went out there and did the damn thing. So that vest was dope, Marty Marr, 49er Empire. In my opinion, That junk was dope, yo. That it had me back in the day on some like, I'm trying to think, like one of them just a dope designer vest. It looked dope, and it was goose. It was like triple fat goose. I loved it. Terratone says Debo's vest was hotter than any of the whack gear. Cam is, yeah, Cam, he a little different, and that's what I'm saying. I think Debo was making a statement on the fashion as well on Brock Purdy's play. Jan Knight says, blah, blah, blah. Can we please move on? Everybody's entitled to their opinion regardless, unless I respect Cam as well as Debo. I respect them too. I just like it. It's fun. It's entertainment. Like, you know, that's kind of what football is. You can see that they're getting into more of the entertainment side. And if you don't like that about football, oh well, because that's the way it's going. Kind of like the WWE. So I like it. And I definitely like, you guys know I like Cam. Just don't be coming for my quarterback. Don't be coming for my players. Nobody can, when people came for Cam Newton, man, I would defend him to a T. Because I just felt like, how can you talk about this dude who was a former MVP of the league? Doesn't matter, but just don't come for my players. That's all. That's all Debo was saying. That's all Debo was saying. Don't come for. And you gotta love the fact that Debo defended his quarterback. Like, that's dope. That's dope to me. To me, that's dope. Very honorable. Let's talk about some other accomplishments. What else happened in this game? Christian McCaffrey. How about Christian McCaffrey? 2,000 all-purpose yards. MVP candidate. And he might not play week 17, so his numbers will be set in stone. Will he win MVP? Probably not. Because Lamar Jackson had an MVP game against the Miami Dolphins. So, yeah, it is what it is. But listen, 2,000 all-purpose yards. Then the last person that did that for the 49ers, no. Who was the last person that got 2,000 all-purpose yards for the 49ers? I was going to say Deebo Samuel, but I don't even think Deebo got it the year he was all-pro. We might have to dig back into the crates. I can't remember. But this is great news. Was it Frank Gore? Frank Gore rushed for over 2,000 yards. I know he didn't rush for over 2,000, but he had 2,000 plus the receiving yards. That's cool. Debo had a lot, but I think even in that year that Debo had the all-pro year, freaking Cooper Kupp outdid him and had almost 2,000 yards. It was like Kupp had like some Triple Crown award or whatever. Debo had 1,760 according to Terradome. All I'm saying is 2,000 all-purpose yards is good. So if it was Frank Gore, that's what's up. And so that you know, and you people want to know, if you want to know what Frank Gore and I were arguing about, it started with that. Because, you know, Christian McCaffrey is a different type of running back, and I was trying to tell people that the league is soft, and that's where we agreed about the league being softer, the way running backs are attacked and hit and things like that. And so I was trying to tell him Christian McCaffrey's that dude, but the team wouldn't be. The offense doesn't work or flow without a guy like Deebo Samuel. Like that was the argument, because he was saying Christian McCaffrey, I was saying Deebo. We both was right. At the end of the day, you know what? He's right. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame, so he's right. We got a super chat contribution. Right to Gold Blooded in the building. Purdy Super Bowl MVP beats Lamar regular season MVP. I don't think any team wants to see the 49ers in the playoffs. Blue Boat, sports observer and politics, Giants fan, Breezy, answer me, can you beat Dallas? Yeah. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you, because I don't recognize. But can we beat Dallas? First of all, Dallas can only win at home. And if we just focusing on this season right here alone, Dallas has to come back to San Francisco, Santa Clara, whatever the hell we play. And I don't think it's good vibes for Dallas. They could come out with their best shot, and there's no way that they beat the San Francisco 49ers. It's not even a question, right? There's no way they beat the San Francisco 49ers. And Dallas, in my opinion, is a good team. They're a great team. But football comes down to matchups. And I don't think Dallas matches up with the 49ers, because what the Niners will do is they will take away the run and they would eliminate the explosive plays. And you would have to beat them by just chucking the ball methodically down the field, underneath routes, this is that and the third. And where does Dak Prescott makes most of his mistakes? Right there. So they don't match up well. CeeDee Lamb, probably the best receiver in the NFL right now. He should be the best receiver. There's no receiver in the league better than CeeDee Lamb. Number 2 would be Brandon Ayuk, in my opinion. You can miss me with Devontae Adams, who had his time in reign. You can miss me with all these other guys. Like those will be top 2 receivers in the league right now, in my opinion. But CeeDee Lamb is the best. So the 49ers will work to take that away. So then you have to beat him with Brandon Cooks. You have to beat him with so many other pieces. So now you're forcing Dak Prescott to make plays. I don't think in no way, shape, or form Dallas matches up well. And I like defensively, they don't match up well against our offense. They're going to over pursue. They're going to over this. They're going to over that, and the Niners will take advantage of that. The reason why let me explain the reason why the Ravens beat the 49ers. You know, I was listening to the radio the other day, and all I kept hearing was how the Niners got out physicaled by the Raiders. So by the Ravens. So the Ravens were the bullies, and I call bull. I call bull. And the reason why I call that is the simple fact that the Ravens didn't out-bully the 49ers. They just took the ball away. So tip my hat to the Baltimore Ravens, but literally the balls fell in their hands. Literally. That's what happened. I just don't know how many teams can come back from a deficit when it comes to the turnover war. I don't think the Niners got out physical because the Ravens couldn't stop the 49ers on the ground, and the 49ers playing from behind is the issue. And then you got to talk about just having a magical guy on the offense that made a play. If Lamar Jackson doesn't convert that 3rd and 16, it's a different ball game. We're having a different conversation. But don't say that the Niners got out physical. Just say they got beat. Because I don't think the Niners got out physicaled. I think they just got out-lucked. Why not say that? Oh, because there's no luck in football. I forgot. Teams can't get lucky. But there's no team in it. If the Niners got bullied, then they bullied them damn selves. That's how I look at it. Because they couldn't figure out how to overcome turnovers. And they just kept turning it over and turning it over. At the end of the day, you go back and watch that game. Come on, y'all. The game got out of hand. Balls were tipped up in the air and they just fell into the Ravens' hands. I'm not taking anything away from the Baltimore Ravens because on that day, on that Sunday, they were the better team. And even I said that they're the best team in the NFL. And they still are. Their record says so. I'm not taking anything from the Baltimore Ravens. I know Ravens fans are going to be like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Dude, y'all won. Hands fair and square. Sometimes you can win with luck. It's okay. But don't come out there. And I didn't hear one Raven fan say this, so this is not nothing to the Raven fans. But don't come out there and say you out physical. Your defense was more physical. Your defense was more aggressive. Y'all blitzed the fudge out of the San Francisco 49ers, and it looked like they got bullied. That's what it looked like, right? It looked like they got bullied. Because they were more aggressive. Hey, your team is playing from behind, yeah, you could crank up the aggression. But back to Dallas, they as aggressive as they are, the Niners will use that aggression against them and whip that ass. So no, Blue Boat Sports Observer and Politics, I appreciate you. Yeah, nah, it's not happening. And look, it's okay if teams get lucky. It's okay. It's part of the game. Shoot, I want some luck. The Niners never get lucky. The 49ers literally got to bust teams in the mouth in the first half and turn it up a notch in the second half to close out the game. That's the Niners. No luck Ain't no luck. You can't, no luck. There's no luck for the Niners. They're not a lucky team. They're just not a lucky team. Some teams are lucky. The Niners average over six penalties per game, right? They're 26th in the league. There's no luck for the 49ers. No luck. Happy New Year's to my brother Tony out there, man. What's going on, man? The 49ers residential GM. What's going on, family? But yeah, there's no luck. But so that's how I feel about Dallas. I don't think there's a team in the NFC that threatens the San Francisco 49ers. And so when you look at the 49ers, they're going to have to play the 4th or 5th seed no matter what, right? That's what it comes down to. So right now, they got the Tampa Bay Bucks or they got the Eagles. And the only way the Eagles will beat the 49ers is if the Eagles get lucky. That's what I like about football, because sometimes teams get lucky. I wish the Niners could get lucky, but it just doesn't look like luck is in their favor. So they got to go out there and take theirs. They got to go out and take it. That's why we're so hard on the San Francisco 49ers. They got to go out there and take theirs. They got to be on their P's and Q's, according to George Kittle, right? P's and Q's. Got to do it. But when you look at the Niners, and when they are working like a well-oiled machine, when they're running the ball effectively, when they're throwing the ball effectively, when they're not pushing the ball, right? When they're not trying to overdo it, man, listen, the league knows. You can call Brock Purdy a game manager, fine, but he also is a game changer. And y'all gonna see, because Brock Purdy is pretty darn good in the playoffs. Better than most of these quarterbacks in the playoffs. Just let that sink in. Let that sink in. Because I know Lamar Jackson can't win in the playoffs. But he's MVP. All right. So, look, those are some of the accomplishments. Again, I'm hoping Deebo Samuel can get that joint. I'm hoping Christian McCaffrey can get those extra touchdowns. Doesn't look like he's going to get the 3 more touchdowns to break. If he could have only got 1 in this game, they tried. He's not going to break Jerry Rice's single touchdown record, franchise record for single season touchdowns, but who knows what will happen in week 18. Breezy, Eagles not beating the NFC South. Dang. See, you know the East better than me. You're an NFC East connoisseur. I'm going to keep it a buck. I didn't have the Cardinals beating the Eagles because I just didn't think that the Eagles were going to lay down. But the Cardinals came out scrapping. And the only thing that scares me in the NFL are teams that scrap. Because when they scrap, they don't play dirty. They just keep clawing. And you just like, go away. You can't win anything. Leave. Nah. Cardinals came out. They wanted to prove a statement that they could compete with the best. And if you have a 20-point lead at the half, you gotta close it out. The Eagles fell short, and the Cardinals kept clawing back, and they gave the ball to their best player, James Conner, and I'm the stupidest fantasy football owner in the world because he was clearly on my bench, so boos to me. Yup, boos to me. But it's all good because fantasy football just wasn't in my favor this year. Shout out to my brother Nick. Nicholas Para, man, he whipped my ass this week, man, for the fantasy football championship. You know what? And he beat me so bad. I'm gonna give him the first place money and the second place money. I don't even think I deserve a penny because there's nothing I could do. My dumb self benched Joe Flacco listening to somebody. Thought Gardner Minshew would come out and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Anyway, there was no way I was winning. He had Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams. And Kyron Williams exploded. Christian McCaffrey was not, unfortunately, but I got beat. I'm not even going to look at the score. So, Nick, don't post the score. I'm congratulating you when you watch this show for winning and whipping my tail in fantasy football, the Nitty Gritty Niners League, man. Shout out to Nick. Wow, dang, I got beat bad. Anyway, look, these are some of the accomplishments. I do want to go over some of the grades because I want you guys to see how PFF valued the players out there, okay? They valued the 49er players out there. You got the top 5 offensive grades. Trent Williams back at number 1, his number 1 spot, 93.2 grade. Brock Purdy, number 2 with the 89.1. Jake Brendel, who was blocking like a mother trucker out there, 87.7. Colton McKivitz, 79.5. And Brandon Ayuk with a 79.4. Listen, we've been throwing Colton McKivitz and Jake Brendel under the bus for 16 weeks. They got 1 week right, man. Let's give them their flowers. They got a week right. This is good. Now you know why I don't want to rest these players, because they might be on to something. Like they might be on to something. And they had to deal with, you know, those edge rushers and Trent Williams. So the bookends and the center, the three amigos, these, like, they did their thing. Now, I don't know. Let me check and see. I don't think Aaron Banks had any snaps. But give me a second. Nope. He didn't have any, but he was available to go. I know a lot of people saying Spencer Burford. I mean, he ranked 11th on the list. He had a 69 grade, for 70 snaps for Spencer Burford back at his guard position. But you know what? You guys want to know how the hell did they play? So let's go and look at Pass Pro. And let's check out my man. Offensively, I mean, look, it was Trent Williams, Colt McKivitz, Jake Brendel. It was Matt Pryor who had a snap. He had 1 snap. Spencer Burford was ranked last in pass protection, so I get why people are kind of like nah. But in the run game, I guarantee you his blocking was good. Here's the pressures that they gave up. 6. 6 pressures, y'all. Man, I've been clapping all damn day. 6 pressures. They gave up 6 pressures. No sacks. No sacks. 6 pressures. Quarterbacks were hurried only 6 times. Here's what's most impressive. Guys, I want y'all to stand on y'all feet and make some noise for the San Francisco 49ers offensive line, because they gave up 0 quarterback hits. Zero. Yo, 0. Yo, our quarterback wasn't hit once, Craig. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we do. We need this offensive line to just be themselves, man. Stop getting beat on your one-on-ones. Dang it. Just go out there, do what y'all do. 6 pressures, 6 hurries. That's it. Brock was sped up 6 times. He had to flush outside the pocket 6 times. That's it. I'll take it any day. Now, look, I know people are like, oh, the Commanders don't got. They don't. So you get right. This is a get right game. You get right. You get better against teams that are supposed to be. I tell you what, that run defense for the Commanders though was on point. I don't care what people say. That run defense was on freaking point. I'm sorry. It just was. It just was to me. Let's go flip it to the defensive side. Because the defensive side, this game only had 3 penalties. They had a penalty on the defensive side. It was on Javon Hargrave. All right. The defense created a total of 15 pressures. They got 1 sack, 6 hits. They were hitting the hell out of Sam Howell in this game. They hurried him up 8 times. We got to chalk it up to the defense, too. I know people looked at the defense and they're like, yo, what the hell? Because to me, pass rush is the weakest link. Like, what is the pass? I don't know. I can't figure out. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe this wasn't a game plan where they were trying to get to the quarterback. I don't know. But I don't think that the Commanders' offensive line is great. And for some reason, we couldn't sack the quarterback and got there, couldn't wrap him up, couldn't tackle, things like that. So it is what it is. But shout out to the top 5 defensive grades in this game. You got to start with Mooney Ward, man, with that pick, that interception. 91.5. He is a straight up lockdown, and now he's getting the interceptions. Dre Greenlaw back in the top 5, 88.0. Diamador Lenore with an 81.9 grade with an interception as well. Isaiah Oliver with an 80. That secondary was doing their thing yesterday. That secondary was definitely doing their thing yesterday. People keep sleeping on the 49ers secondary. Listen, they got beat on a couple of plays, and they had a penalty. Okay, they had a couple penalties or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the 49ers secondary was definitely putting the clamps down. Diamador Lenore got toasted, roasted, boasted, hosted, whatever you want to call it, man. He got burnt. 100,000%. He got burnt. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I tell you what, he came back and clapped back and got an interception. And so that's most important, right? That's most important. You leave that last play out on the field. That was their explosive play down the field, their longest play down the field. Terry McLaurin on a fade route, man. I was just like, oh man, whatever. But again, you look at the pass rush, you're like, dang, now let's get to the drum roll. Do I got a drum roll up here? I used to have a drum roll up here. I probably don't have the drum roll anyway. All right, because what I want to know in this game is how many, ladies and gentlemen, missed tackles did this 49ers defense have? Because that's most important to me, because I'm sitting here saying to myself, we got to stop missed tackling. You ready? Over or under? I feel like I'm going to give it away. Drum roll. San Francisco 49ers recorded 3 missed tackles in the game. 3 missed tackles. You got to give them a round of applause because they just be missing. The good thing about this is those missed tackles, I think, came on one play. The screen. It was a screen for 22 yards to Brian Robinson, and the Niners just, oh my God, like they just can't defend the screen to save their life. I can't even tell you how to defend the screen. You ever play Madden? Okay, you ever play Madden and you know they're gonna run the screen, and you still just don't play like they running the screen, and so you just give up all the yards because the blocking is great. It's nothing you could do. It's nothing you can do. Okay, it's nothing you can do. I'm looking at the missed tackles. It was 3. You got a missed tackle by Diamador Lenore. You got a missed tackle by Logan Ryan, and you got a missed tackle by Chase Young. That was it. Only missed tackles. You dig? That's it. Hey, put some respect on this 49ers defense name. Whenever they go out there and we talk trash about our own team, see, the thing about the 49er faithful is we will trash our team in order for them to get better, because we know that they're listening. Now, they might block us. I've been blocked. They may block us. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You get blocked, but it's cool because they only blocking you because they know that they messed up. So I will say this. The Niners only had 3 missed tackles. That's great going into their next game. Let's see what it comes down to when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams. Now, let me just go down on the rundown. It's New Year's, and I want you guys to have a safe and happy New Year. I'm going to be jumping on Bleacher Report, the Bleacher Report app platform, to do a 2:30 show talking about how we clinched and what it's going to look like. I said we're going to be playing the 4th or 5th seed in the playoffs, so I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that. When it comes to what the 49ers got coming up for them, we will get back to our regularly scheduled No Harm, No Foul this week. We might not have a show today, but definitely from tomorrow and on, there will be a show at 4 or 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's my grandmother's birthday. She turns 97 today. I don't have the chops to sing happy birthday to my grandma on air because I'm going to start coughing and stuff. So singing is not my repertoire right now. But happy birthday to my grandma. Happy 97th birthday. So I will be going over there, spending some time with the first lady of our family and just enjoying her life and just having some fun. And then 5 p.m., Michigan's about to take down Alabama. So to all my Alabamians out there, I'm sorry right now. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I just feel extra confident. And I think Jim Harbaugh is going to leave the NCAA going out with a bang bang. Guys, you guys have been real. I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chat contributions. Thank you so much for subscribing. Shout out to my man NY to the Bay with the Go Blue, baby. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Thank you for all the happy birthday shout outs to my grandma. Again, if you don't have the Bleacher Report app, please download the app. I will be posting the link on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you do that at the WayneBreezie. We're going to be changing up formatting of this channel right here and shows and things like that. So we got a lot coming. The playoffs are bound. The divisional round is where the San Francisco 49ers are going to be first. And guess what? They get to defend it right at home. Don't forget to show some love to our sponsors over at residency.com. All right. You can save $5 on your total purchase. Use the promo code SFBreezy. Guys, till the next time, man. I'll see you Wednesday. Call in show. Same time, 1 p.m. Is it going to... Ooh, rest? I like that because shout out to my man, Kali. Rest versus rust. I like that. Kali, you get the thumbs up, bro. You get the thumbs up. Even though Deebo Samuel is the number one wide receiver. Shout out to I3_I3, man. Number one seed, baby. You gets that love. You dig? You gets the love. Love you guys. See you on Bleacher Report. The link is about to get posted in a few. Peace out, baby. Keep it faithful to the Bay always.
I be sipping gold bar, whiskey on the rocks, and a 24 karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher.